Great to have you on the program. I'm Melinda Akinlami. An amazing month of April where a lot of exciting things are happening in the world of art. Let's check out our lineup for today. It's one of the first international art fairs to hold after a long year of shutdown and restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Then this contemporary artist is using his recent art exhibition to talk about the need to revive local languages, which is gradually suffering on the altar of civilization. For him, it's important to start from the cradle. We'll see that and so much more when Art House returns in a moment. Let's take our Wordsmith for this week.
Our wordsmith for this week is called Women by Ndubisi Josiah. The drums speak half, voices praise little. None can unearth in full that which you are to humanity. Different inks try to eulogize. Great minds dig deep to define. Costliest gem polished daily. We all labor to shine you. Earth's inexhaustible springs, strength and endurance crowned, satiating ever-pouring brooks, sacrificial lamb on earth's slab. You are our tears and happiness, breath of life that dies all day, undeterred oxygen even to those who subjugate and take advantage. Happy is it to remember this day, but every day your unceasing festival, nook and cranny of earth four bows, nothing comes inch close to you.
This exhibition of the latest works of art created by this contemporary artist is to emphasize the essence of teaching the local languages to children in order to preserve our culture and heritage.
It's an art exhibition by contemporary artist Abolore Shobayo, revealing his latest body of work at his Jalosimi Art Center, a vision which has finally birthed, and for good reason too. It's a Generation Next project which goes beyond art for art's sake.
Jalosimi, I derived the name from the informal school where kids go to learn with rhymes and play. And in the real sense, the question I ask myself is, we should not just talk about Jalosimi, we should be talking about Jeki Lusimi. Because literally, what Jalosimi means is that let the home rest. But my question is the country or the town actually resting? Most of my works are created on slate because the art exhibition is targeted at talking about mother tongue, the indigenous languages that are going into extinction, focusing on mother's tongue, which I focus on Yoruba, which is my own mother's tongue. And what we've created is we created most of the works on slate. We recreate what the slate used to be like that we use in school. We've worked with the letters, the Yoruba alphabet, the ABD. We've created works around the Owe series. I've created works around the Ori series. And I've also created work called Heritage, which talk about the cultural heritage of the Yoruba people.
That's the reason the local language is reflected in his images, which shows the alphabet in Yoruba being juxtaposed with an indigenous hairstyle.
Art is connected to development in a way, to development in such a way that you have culture in the mix. And without culture, without cultural development, there's no political and economic development. And you will see from the works that have been displayed here, you find that the artist has been able to use Yoruba language as a background to explain some of the concepts and some of the abstractive concept is trying to, put to us as messages. And for me, it's important that art is taken seriously for political and economic development.
The message I'm trying to pass across with this particular project is the importance of mother's tongue, importance of understanding our mother's tongue, knowing the value that comes with understanding our language. And when I say understanding our language, I mean we should be able to speak, read, and write. We should not be an illiterate in our own language. And the importance of the art center, Jelesimi Art Center, here in Oshodi, just recently built, is to help lure youth away from violence and lure them towards social consciousness. We've created this center to help and assist the youth, to create a hub where they can use their energy positively to create something magical.
I'm so impressed with the works and the body of works created by Shobayo Abolore today. The paintings on the panels, which really probably they were inspired by proverbs, Yoruba proverbs, which in a way give credence to the cultural identity of the artist, being a Yoruba person. And so most of the works probably speaks about Yoruba proverbs, and some of them have, has these images and representation from the people of southwest Nigeria. And most importantly, the work talks about why we need to embrace our identity, why we need to celebrate who we are as a people.
It forms part of the other works of art exhibited at his solo show, which focuses on traditional norms that the artist believes are slowly eroding.
We need, as a matter of fact, to preserve our mother's tongue. If we are not careful, Yoruba might go into extinction, and other languages by other tribes too. Even some has gone into extinction. And how do we preserve it? By doing works. Now that's what propelled me to say, okay, I want to start writing Yoruba in my paintings so that you'll be able to read, you'll be able to communicate with my works. And this is one of the most important part of it.
Statistics by the United Nations reveals that indigenous languages aren't as popular or trendy and may suffer if people are not intentional about teaching it to children.
The artworks here are very striking because they came from a place of deeper memory for me. One of them is Oriki. I remember as a young lad, when I greet my grandma, what she meets me with is my Oriki, my ancestral lineage, eulogizing me. And when she said this, it tells stories about my people. It talks about our greatness, and it gives me hope of a better day and a better future. I also talked about the Iyawo, which I explained from the earliest memory of my elder sister getting married, and I was able to explain the process of Ekun Yawo by the Iyawo that usually being done while a bride is getting married. We also have the Alashe, which talks about the importance and the powers that lies within the king and the way the king should be respected. Another one which is very dear to my heart is a portrait of my grandma, which I called Aroba. And when you say Aroba is oral narration. This brought me to the fact that every living African elder is a library of knowledge on its own, which should be understudied and should be documented. And this talk about the oral narration. This talk about passing down information from generation to generation.
To further drive home this art campaign, this centre, which is in the heart of Oshodi, in the commercial city of Lagos, has been set up to teach these cultural, moral, and creative values to children in the community and beyond.
Art is a powerful tool that can create change, and we should be the change we want to see. It appears the creatives still have Easter and women on their mind. Let's begin with this work done with ink on paper by Smart Samson. It's called his Easter Drawing. Then Dashios Esuabana has this pen on paper work called It Is Finished. Then this 10-year-old Indian, Samrakesh Patakeni, has this pencil on paper work which shows the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. Then Like Mind Motherhood series in acrylic on textured canvas done by Tony Owiri. This free pen sketch done by Olamile Kodairo is called Beauty and Mirror. Then Raji David is still saying Happy Easter to all his family and friends with this work he calls Bride, done with fabric on canvas. Then Azi Izang has this charcoal on canvas on paper work called Beauty. Superior Bride is an oil painting on canvas work done by Oluseyi Atos. Then this oil and canvas painting by Onuoha Columbus is called Hairstylist. It's the second in the volume. Then Koke Xavier says everyone should have a self-reflection with this acrylic and charcoal on canvas piece. And those are the works of art you sent in this week. Thank you so much for sending them in, and keep them coming.
Art is an incredible tool for human understanding, wonder, love, and integration, but most importantly, hope.
Our art quote there by Professor Jerry Buhari. Let's know any other veteran artist or artist who has inspired you so we can all drink from their pool of knowledge. Now let's head to the UAE, where the 14th edition of Art Dubai attracted creators from across the globe, all set to impress the audience.
It's the 14th in the series. The COVID-19 pandemic could not stop this international art fiesta, which draws in artists, galleries, curators, collectors, and art enthusiasts from across the world to this specially built space in the Dubai International Financial Center. Since it's one of the first international fairs to hold after COVID-19 shutdowns and restrictions, everyone is anxious to see or have their work seen. But for the organizers, the big picture is for the economic recovery in the art world to be quickened.
I think it's been an incredible experience. Obviously, would we have wished this global experience on all of us? Probably not. At the same time, I think we as cultural practitioners have this huge responsibility to showcase artists and galleries and to try and create meaningful commercial opportunities for the galleries we represent. And that hasn't really changed, right? So how we do that has changed a little bit and we've had to adapt. But our sort of driver and our why has remained the same. For this year, we are relocating to the Dubai International Financial Center under the iconic Gate building, where we have built 3 purpose-built structures. This allows us to control the capacity and the flow of our audience and to ensure everyone has a safe experience. In addition, we also launched an app. And through the app, our visitors can buy tickets and book a visiting slot, again, ensuring that we know exactly how many people are going to be in the tent at any given time. And then, of course, we have all of the measures that are implemented widely, such as, obviously, strict mask wearing, capacity checking, hand sanitizing stations, etc.
Among the many paintings, sculptures, installations, and other pieces on display are works by African artists, including Saud Abrassel, an Egyptian non-feminist whose work centers on various issues faced by women. With 20 years of experience, a master's and PhD in modern history of art, Saud's inspiration is drawn from within.
A painter take her ideas from life out, but I think I have to go in my problem, my dreams, my everything related with me, because I all the time I'm talking about me, about my relationship with my husband, with my daughter, with my all surround me. I feel this painting like me, or express me, because I carrying my dreams, my sadness, or everything like a tornado. You know, it's something like it's something strong like a tornado. I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to hold it strong.
In the same gallery, Sudanese graphic designer, filmmaker, author and painter Salah Elmer turns his distrust of politicians and travels to neighboring Ethiopia into a multi-themed presentation.
I'm showing here many different scenes. And this, this seems that's like about people that they speaking and they're not doing, especially our political people in my country. I'm not talking about any other country, because this is, so we have some people that just talking like we are going to do, and they never do anything. So I put him in a cube and carrying a speaker, and he has many faces. So this is like that.
Nigerian artists attending the event virtually due to COVID-19 related restrictions have their works on display.
Obviously, you know, it has been a challenge for some of our participating galleries and artists to not be able to travel, to take part in person. However, one of the key innovations for this year's fair is something called the Remote Participation Program. So what we have done is that for those galleries who are unable to attend, we actually set up the booth for them. They ship the artworks here. We have local representatives manning their booths and a number of digital tools that allow the collectors and the galleries to interact digitally, such as the ability to WhatsApp one another, videos that the galleries and the artists have prepared in advance, some information, the ability to book Zoom calls, as well as obviously sharing their details and asking to get more information.
We find works by Lagos-based Kelechi Nwaneri, who spent 2 months of the pandemic year 2020 in residence with Arca Project Venice.
What we see here, the title is The Tourist in the Lagoon. Lagoon as a reference to Venice, and this was one of the works that he has produced during the time he spent with us. We see obvious reference to his African background and traditions. So we have the mask and all the body paint are from the tribe. The lady is just enjoying her time around Venice and trying to relax a little bit. In the previous work, Kelechi has always considered water as an enemy. He has produced different paintings under the title The Flooded Apartment, where he was analyzing the environment issue and global warming. After spending time in Venice, he also discovered the water as a kind of, not love, but something that is not always as bad as can be in a, let's say, in an environmental situation. So here we see more peaceful water and more friendly water than in the Flooded Apartment series.
While a gallery displays Niyi Olagunju's radical take on Baganimba sculpture, which originated from Guinea. 21-year-old self-taught botanist turned painter Babajide Olatunji presents a series celebrating an old Yoruba practice of communicating cryptic messages. Art Dubai 2021 is done and dusted. The organizers are glad they were able to host this art show safely.
Art House is always there to capture any incredible art event or creative happening in your neck of the woods.
Next week on Art House. An artifact at the University of Aberdeen depicting the Oba of Benin in a bronze sculptural piece returns home. Five artists show how hope can be rekindled in this exhibition at the Omolayo Gallery. Tune in to Art House next week to enjoy that and more.
Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Art House on Channels. We're everywhere.
That's Art House today. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And do know you can reach out to us on any of our social media platforms where you can like and share our videos as well. And remember that this episode is also there as well as the previous episodes of Art House. I'm Melinda Kinlami, encouraging you to stay safe and keep being creative.